Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Philip. This is the Rangers Respite, and today is a Lost Lantern Saturday. And as I have said repeatedly through the week, I'm working my way through the fall 2025 Scotch Lovers collection from Lost Lantern, which is not Scotch whiskey, but it is American single malt whiskey intended to pique the interest of Scotch lovers and perhaps lead them to try more American single malt whiskeys. And just gotta. There we go. These samples, were provided courtesy of the fine folks at Lost Lantern ahead of our interview um, with Adam, who is an excellent person. That occurred last week at the time of recording. It was a hell of a show. I recommend going and looking for that. There will be a link in the description down below to that stream specifically. We got to talk a lot about some of this stuff, and it's just a fun time. It's always a great time having Adam on. But I should probably tell you a little bit about this. This is a sample of their Warfield Distillery American single malt whiskey. This is all ex-bourbon cask, and it is a monster of a dram bottle at 67.7%. That's 135.4 proof. And you wouldn't guess it based on the nose. Oh, man. Oh, this is something else. It's got some notes that remind me of Old Pulteney, which is one of my favorite Highland single malts. Weirdly, despite not having a whole lot of it, it is genuinely one of my favorites. One of the more interesting drams I've had. But it's also got some notes that are reminiscent of lowland drams like Auchentoshan that have like a bit of like malty chewiness and meatiness isn't the right word, but like some like heft to the malt character. It's almost surprising that this is as proofy as it is because it really doesn't jump at you like you'd expect for being a stone's throw from hazmat. It's got some nice like stone fruit and a little bit of vanilla. Some nice like floral elements. And like honey, but nothing that really pops. It's got a little bit of brightness, some sweetness to it. Hmm. On the palate, it drinks like it's about 60%. And I know what you're thinking. There's not a huge amount of difference between 60% and 67%, but there is. Let me tell you, there's a big difference between, like, say, 40 and 46, too. And the higher the proof you get, the closer the higher the proof you get, the bigger the gap feels like, for the most part. Again, it's got that, like, thick, chewy malt character on the palate. Some stone fruit, some honey. You could almost be forgiven for thinking that this might have like some sherry or wine cask in it because it's got a like not quite really grape skin bitter, but a little bit of like of a wine note. It's got some like fresh cut vegetables or dried hay note. It so different whiskeys, like categorically, tend to have things about them that you can pick out and immediately go, "Oh, that tastes like X, Y, or Z." Irish has a note. Scotch, single malt Scotch, even the heavily peated ones, has this little underlying note that I can't explain. This has something like that, but it's not that, if that makes sense. If you put this in front of me, blind, and asked me to guess what it is, I would be stymied, but my first thought would be that, oh yeah, this is a Scotch. This is actually a 4-year-old cask strength American single malt whiskey out of Idaho. And Adam and Nora pulled one on over on Doug and I because uh, neither Doug nor myself had ever heard of Warfield, and it is surprising, and it has been added to our list of, well, now we want more. Now we kind of want to talk to the folks at Warfield because this is excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. And again, you wouldn't necessarily guess that this is 67.7% alcohol by volume. Now, really quick, I always ask and answer 3 questions. Question 1, do I like it? Yeah. I will be transparent. This is not my favorite of the batch, but it is very good. It's the one that surprised me the most with no real knowledge going in. Trying it for the first time on the stream, this one surprised me the most. Um, question number 2, do I think it's a good value? Yes, absolutely. I mean, Lost Lantern falls into the category of, like, even the most expensive uh, are of good value. Like, uh, price vet, it's worth the money that you pay. They aren't an amazing deal because if they were an amazing deal, they wouldn't be able to keep delivering this excellent whiskey to us. But it's also not overpriced because you're getting an undeniably excellent whiskey that I'm happy to pay the price for. In fact, which is why I've ordered a full set of these. Granted, I ordered them before, I tried any of them. But extremely excited for all of these, and this is an excellent whiskey. Third question: do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you are a Scotch drinker and you want to try an American single malt whiskey that reminds you of Scotch, any of these bottles will do it. This one is especially cool because it kind of hits 2 kind of separate places in Scotland for me. Far north and the lowland region, which doesn't make any sense, but if you drink a lot of Scotch, you'll try this and you'll know immediately what I mean. It is really interesting and it's fantastic. It's I really like it. I recommend it. This stuff is still available with the exception of the 10-year 888. I think it's 10-year. I think it's a 10-year 888. But yeah, I recommend it. Go ahead and go buy a bottle. And that's that for those. Now, I haven't been spinning the wheel lately. Well, hold on, I lost my cursor. Uh-oh. Oh dear. There we go. I won't even cut that. It's fine. But I am going to spin the wheel now. So, you'll notice this is the big wheel of all the whiskey that isn't Lost Lantern, which currently, excluding the ones that I have already done, is at 283 bottles. That's because my Lost Lantern Saturdays are planned out for like a month and a half. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, long enough. So I'm not spinning for Lost Lantern. I'm only spinning for my Wednesdays and Fridays videos. So here is the wheel, and here's what we'll be taking a look at next Wednesday. It's kind of trippy to look at on the small screen. This one will be interesting because I'm going to ruffle some feathers. And I think that covers everything. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's been good seeing you. Thank you for watching this video. I have a very little bit left in the glass. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you are looking forward to any of these Lost Lantern bottles, because I certainly am looking forward to all of them. And, as always, stay happy, stay geeks, sláinte.